Okay. All right. Well, this is a message from nature. Haha. So here I am. This is me. This is, I guess you'd say, the real me. I just wanted to convey my actual perspective. What I conveyed in a related video, previous one to this, is narrower perspective. This is my broader actual perspective. So, who am I? Well, I'm a wolf, obviously. 6-foot wolf. Get it? Yeah, this is actually about 6 foot, so I'm actually like 6'8". I don't know. 2-meter wolf. That works too. Anyway, let's see. Nature's perspective. Well, you want to know what I think about people, about society, about mankind. Well, you're going to hear it, as it's kind of interesting. I actually feel myself, my human self, kind of fading and kind of letting this wolf take over and let him have his say. So, take it away, wolf. Okay. So, I have this human voice box, so it allows me to speak. Unfortunately, it has a human attached to it, but so yeah, a lot of thoughts tumbling around in my head right now. So trying to sort those things out and be able to get them to you. So bear with me for a minute. I do have a lot to say, and I am very justified in being able to say so. So why am I able to offer you this perspective, this natural perspective that most other people can't? Why am I able to say that I can safely represent nature where other people can't? And it's quite simple. When I was born, my parents weren't available to me. It's the same story with many other people, but I'm not certainly not unique, but unique in how I responded, I guess. But my parents weren't available to me, and there was a family dog, so apparently I identified as canine. My parents were walking on 2 legs. My older brother was by that time walking. At least I assume he was 2 years old. So, he was walking by the time I was born. I hope. So when I came home from the hospital, from that strange sterile place where I had no idea who I was, I came home and the person that nursed me was just otherwise not there. She didn't do anything but feed. So what am I to know about her other than that's okay? That's one of those feeds me. Okay, but what about everything else I need? Holding, love, attention. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Where am I? My relation to everything. Where's that mothering that I need? Well, apparently that was done by the family dog. So I don't know what dog it was. I seem to remember a Weimaraner, but I don't know. That was a dog that was given away when I was 4 years old. But so anyway, I identified as canine initially, and later learned, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm human. But this initial identification as canine stuck with me. I have I don't know, I guess it caused me to develop divergently, where I guess some people would go schizophrenic. I just went, yeah, I'll just use both brains. Okay, that works. Combine them into one. So I was able to maintain both my, I guess, canine identity while trying to work towards a human identity. But I guess this canine identity caused me to be treated, let's say, differently. Nobody saw me the way they saw other people, so they treated me differently. And in many cases, this was met with violence. Spent much of my childhood running from bullying, actually. Uh, Actually, I've spent all my life running from bullying. I'm still doing it right now. So, anyway, that's what happens to us wolves. So that's how I'm better able to see things from a natural perspective, is because I always have. I've been self-sufficient. I remember 5 years old. I was telling my mom, not asking her. I was telling her not to put the seed in the avocado seed in the blender with the rest of the avocado, because that's not food. And her reasoning was, well, it keeps it from turning brown. Well, yeah, of course it does. It's got phytic acid. It's got all kinds of other things in it to prevent oxidization. So, yeah, it's going to keep it from turning brown, but it's going to keep you sicker than you would be eating just the avocado. No, she wouldn't have it. So 5 years old, I'm realizing, okay, my mom's stupid. 6 years old, I picked up a cigarette butt in my house, the backyard, and lit it and inhaled and took a couple puffs and realized at 6 years old my dad's a fucking idiot. So 6 years old, I'm on my own, independent, taking care of myself, dealing with what I can with the communist resources available to me, those socialist resources available to me that were people just provide for me because I'm a child and don't know any better. Huh. Oh, do you mean there's a relationship between socialism and immaturity? Oh, the more you're provided for, the less mature you're going to be. Oops, sorry, I'm thinking. I'm here to criticize you anyway, so criticize? No, that's not put down. Criticize means to analyze critically. Oh, say it isn't so. Oh my. Okay, anyway, tangents aside. Anyway, so this perspective I have is more grounded in nature than in society. I was obviously not part of the bullying of me, and was always the recipient, always the victim, I guess you would say. So I've always had this different perspective, and this different perspective came from the idea when I was about 8. I decided to ask myself, okay, well, why are people treating me this way? What am I doing? Well, why can't I, well, okay, well, how about this? I'll just make sure that I'm always doing everything as best as I can. I'll be a perfectionist socially as well. So I'll make sure I'm the best person I can be. Not the best person I think people want me to be. The best person I can be based on understanding everyone's perspective. So that was where I drove towards universal perspective. When I was just 8 years old, I'm one realizing I need to see things from a universal perspective so that I'm not bullied. So I have this broader perspective, and I've always had this broader perspective. And it became a perspective of nature because I included in that. It's not just limited to nature, by the way. It included the natural perspective because I always sought the answers outside of society because I just didn't really have much loyalty to society for some silly reason. But anyway, so I sought answers outside of society and, well, nature. Okay, so what will you do in nature? I think part of that was when I was 8 years old. A lot happened at 8 years old. Got my face bit off by a dog at 8 years old. When I was going through all this therapy or recovery, from 35 stitches in my face, disfigured me, kept me out of school. Did a lot of reading. One of the books I read was My Side of the Mountain. Yeah, My Side of the Mountain's 8-year-old kid goes and lives in the woods in the Catskills. 8 years old, 13 years old, 11 years old, whatever. Anyway, this kid goes and lives in the woods. Wow. Yeah, cool. So that was my start of my natural perspective, and I started to ask questions. Okay, well, how would that be in nature? And that's how I frame almost everything. I don't think, well, Okay, my screensaver. Okay, my I just turned the screensaver off. Anyway, I hate technology. I hate your fucking computers. No, actually, your computers are okay. It's the people who program them that are ire worthy, shall we say. Alright, back to it because these distractions suck. So it's 10 minutes. So I gotta find something that's set at 10 minutes. This screensaver was set in an hour, and that was 10 minutes. So, and it was off. Distractions. Technology. Just not there for me. It's, anyway, this natural perspective. So I would ask, how things would be in nature. Everything. Well, how often do we bathe? What do we use to bathe with? What do we wash our clothes? Clothes? Do we even wear clothes? Nature. So I kept asking these questions, and they kept driving me towards more and more broader answers, and always led me outside of society. So that's where this natural perspective comes from. So now we get to talk about who I am and why I'm not around you anymore. I love social distancing. Oh, wow. Mask. Ain't gonna say a fucking mask on my face, motherfucker. This is a head. I can't breathe through masks. Which is why I've designed this head the way I have. Ha. Yeah, I can breathe freely through this head, not through a mask on my face. Anyway, so chronic respiratory problems, everyone in the population that's stupid enough to wear a mask aside are going to have. Aside, anyway, back to this natural perspective. Pardon my distracted nature. It's nature. Anyway, so I've decided that, I decided some years ago that I was going to go back to nature. I decided that, back in the 90s, which is what I'm currently trying to remember. I'm trying to recover some of my life's memories, and the 90s is completely missing. It's just a sketch. A couple calendars. Literally. But anyway, that was when I decided that I was going to come back and just go live in nature and fuck society. This is from someone born and raised in Los Angeles, by the way. So, nature is, 1994, I moved to Arkansas. 40-acre farm, 6 miles, mostly dirt road outside of a town called Magazine, a population 799. And I'm sure that hasn't changed in 40 years, 50, 60, probably more than that, 150 years. Anyway, 10 churches, was it 5 churches, 6 churches, 800 people, but 6 churches or more. Anyway, yeah, so that to me was living in nature. 40-acre farm. When my aunt left that first day, because I was staying with my aunt on her farm for the first bit I was there. My aunt left that day. I was alone on 40 acres, and it was the first time I'd been anywhere alone on acreage, on land where I couldn't see or hear anybody around. It was, wow. It was beautiful. 1994. Okay. God, that's 26 years ago. Wow. That's a long time ago. I don't remember it. So, not all of the details anyway. I remember sketchy bits of it, major things, but none of the details it's not there. But, so that was my first taste of living in quote-unquote nature. The last place I lived that, I paid rent for and, all that stuff was, not on wheels or on water, was a cabin in, Klamath, on the Klamath River in Humboldt and Johnson's, 2 hours drive to the nearest grocery store of any kind. Um, wow. Excuse me. Um, so that was my idea of how to live in society, was outside of it, off grid. 2 hours from the nearest grocery store. Uh, and before I decided to live on a boat, it was going to be the Gold Coast, the northern BC, northern British Columbia. I was just going to go up there and live in the woods, and they're now logging those woods as we speak. So I made the right choice. And that's the thing, I have this natural perspective. I, I just, I don't, I don't care. I don't, I don't want anything to do with anybody anymore. I hate people. I just, I don't think I want to. If you want to know who I am, you can come ask me. You can come find me. You can find out. I just don't care about you. I just don't want anything to do with you anymore. You're scary. You're dangerous. If you want to know me, you gotta know yourself first. Then you have to come find me outside of society in nature.